Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
And
We got Zombie over there.
I'm full of piss and vinegar the past couple of days, so I'll play nice. I'm Zombie, as always. How we doing, Dustin?
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Can't complain. I have so much to say about a lot of different things. But
All good, I hope.
And she says she's doing good. All right. Okay, so first of all, what's in the box? Do you have anything?
Oh, well, do you want to go first? Do you have anything, or do you want me to go first? I have two things.
She has a migraine. Okay. I'm sorry.
Oof. And you're watching us? What's wrong with you?
A glutton for punishment. Yeah, I have a couple things. But yeah, I mean, you can go first, don't matter.
So I have this die here we can start using for moments like this. Like whoever has the higher roll will go, okay? This is a weird thing. Like I will put it on 12 right here in front of my computer, and I'll come back and it's on a different number. So I don't know if this thing is possessed or what. I got it with like a D&D figure.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's weird. All right. So you're the main host. We're gonna roll first. You have a 6.
Okay.
I have 1. You go first. God,
right.
That sucked. I'm dead.
All right, so let's do this.
Hey, get me off of here.
I'm trying to. There we go. All right. So I guess, I mean, I think I mentioned this, that I got Ghost Jaga last time.
Yep.
Because I mentioned how annoying the cape was, but it's okay. Oh, that's right. I did get this. I opened up Fisto.
Nice.
This is one that I got on clearance. Someone tipped me off that it was on clearance at Target or something like that. So
Target.
Like, yeah, I'll get it for that, but only so that way I can stack it up against my true one and only Fisto.
Yeah.
Special yeah, custom. So yeah, my custom. But yeah, this one's all right. It's definitely interesting. Let
me see his sword. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. Yeah.
His I can't see what my camera is. His wrist turns on his big fist.
Well, that's unexpected.
Yeah. So I was surprised by that, but it doesn't pivot like mine does.
Yeah.
So, and his glove, the sleeve of his glove rotates, which I thought was interesting. And I gotta say, it's really a shame that they didn't just, I don't know, take it old school and paint this figure, because he has some really nice articulation underneath his what is this? Armor?
Overlay?
Yeah, armor. But yeah, I mean, he's got good range of motion, all that stuff. Yeah. But, and I mean, I left it on because, I mean, I grew up with a naked Fisto because he didn't have his armor on him. That was my Fisto. So
the naked man named Fisto.
Yeah. I didn't have his sword either, so So there's that. But I always liked Fisto. And then the other thing I got, I've had it for a while, but I just opened, and is this dude. What's his name?
Oh, yeah. The furry
Well, it's
dude.
not Lexion, so it's
Oh, we are very familiar with Lexion.
Cordoon is his name. And I like to pose these with their
Caradoon?
Cordoon.
Caradoon?
Cordoon.
Heard
No,
that
I like to.
before.
I know, right? I like
Sorry.
to pose these with the unique weapons that they have. So this one I chose his bow, because he's the only one that out of the first wave that has a bow. Not Pale didn't come with one. And the big bad has guns. So yeah, he didn't. None of them had. He had a bow, so that was unique. So I posed him with that, and
I never paid attention to it.
Yeah, so I dig it. I mean, it doesn't have a string, obviously, but also doesn't have arrows. But you get the idea. He's got his draw length there. I think it looks pretty good. I'll post some pictures.
It's a great pose.
Yeah.
I know a figure line that comes with bows that can't do something like that.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing. Oh yeah, Fisto, and then that dude. That's what I got. I'm done. So we'll go to you. It's all you.
Excuse me while I thread this needle. Yeah,
so a needle pulling thread.
It's arts and crafts time again with Zombie. Last week I was painting. Now I'm sewing. Okay, so what I have kind of ties into part of the conversation that we're going to have in a little bit after the movie discussion. Last week I had mentioned that I had something that was going to be delivered Saturday, one day later than the show that we had last week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my meager order of Wave 2 for Cosmic Legions straight from the Horsemen.
Nice.
So here is the first one.
I love that dude.
Yeah. Ius Cypidian, I think is what his name is. And he's very much meant to look like a gray alien, but this dude is long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is not like short and stubby like you would expect him to be. I'm not going to bother reading the bios and stuff.
There's another podcast that does that.
Yeah, and there's a website you can go to. But interestingly enough, it came with, the typical type of thing where it says, hey, heat these figures up before you move them or whatever. Is typical with, I don't want to say third party. It's not third party. It's like independent. Yeah. That's independent toy lines.
Yeah.
This one though, check out the freaking artwork. It's not like a simple no detail. It's full detail, man. Like Nate went all out. I know he drew that. Nate Bartsch. Yeah. But yeah, this dude is super long. Like, I'm gonna grab here just a standard Mythic Legions figure, the standard 1.0 size, and hold up next to him. This is lining up their feet. Yes. See, he's like, hang on, there we go. He is long.
He is miles taller.
Yeah, and this is a 1.0 style figure.
Right.
This is built on a 2.0. So this is, to begin with,
thinner bodies.
Slim, thinner body. But then when they stretched him like that, he is, well, you know what? I'm not going to do it on camera, but he is, I've got an ogre scale on my table here. He's just a head shorter than an ogre scale figure. He is that freaking tall.
Wow.
But yeah, he is not without casualty. The warning that they send with this is you want to pop him apart here at the waist to remove his torso and dunk him in water because he has that same type of that mid torso break that you had on your Fisto that you showed off.
Yeah.
And he does articulate like that.
Okay.
But that is not where I had my mishap. I removed this hand, or tried to, and pulled the hand completely off of the disc that allows that
No
wrist
kidding.
movement.
Yeah.
Just right off. So, word to the wise, if you're watching this later, you have this figure, heat this up before you remove the hand.
Mm.
You don't have to heat the hand up so much. It's this part right here where
Right.
that little peg seats up inside there. But yeah, he's got, you know, some wired soft goods, and I'm gonna beat this dead horse until they do it. It needs a thicker gauge wire for their soft goods for the wires, just a little bit. I mean, it's almost hair thin. It'll pose. It'll hold the pose where, you know, like I've got this here. You can see it's got that wrinkle in it, but like you're not gonna get some type of dramatic like
flare or anything like that.
superpose. Like, you know, if one of them's got a cape and you want it to flare all the way out, it's not gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's just not. It won't hold it. The cape's gonna end up drooping. And I did a little bit of experimenting with the Red Death from their Figura Obscura line.
Yeah.
And it's the same way. And in that one, the wire is like a copper wire, and it's sticking out of part of the fabric. So you stab yourself. Okay, and then the second one, which is probably my favorite of the line that I have. I've only got the two. There's like, I don't know, 4 other figures or something in this line. Is Novian Lean.
I love that dude.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome. And okay, so the legs we've seen, the arms we've seen, but it's a new torso.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's all of this is not. It's not one of those things where you can pop them off where they've made some of those torsos like that. It's a solid torso. But yeah, he's really cool. He's awesome. From the knees down are all new, and they've added a point of articulation here where this boot is cut.
Oh, nice.
There's a swivel there. So, and then it swivels again at the knee. So you've got that typical Legions articulation, but there's right where that boot is cut, there's an articulation point in there. So they added that. And that's cool. And I didn't show this off on some of the other cosmics that I had before, but you can kind of see there's this little peg here.
Mm-hmm.
For cosmics, they made this system. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that out. So they include these little clear pegs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's these ports all over the armor on these figures.
Yeah.
This one has one on either side of his thigh. He's got another one back here on his belt. And then he's got one here on the gauntlet, which you can see has got like this missile type of thing on it, which is really cool. But the function of these with these little clear pegs, I'm going to pop that back in, is how I've got his gun right here.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of...
Yeah.
And you don't have to leave them there. You can pop them out, or sometimes they stay in the little port there or whatever. And it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Like it's like a mag lock or something, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's pretty cool. He did come with another head, and I meant to take it out of the box before the show. I'm not going to do it live because it's going to sound like a crinkly mess. But he's got another mouth where it's open, and you can see his tongue, like he's yelling or whatever. But yeah, but nice. There's another little piece. I can't wait to see how else they use this. But there's like this little collar, kind of like a hoodie thing when you wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes in like that. But that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how they reuse that piece, because that's a neat little piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I got. Exciting.
All right.
Fun figures.
Fun times.
Cosmic's fun, but Mythics is where my heart is, and we'll get into a little bit of that after movie talk.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll do that, and I guess the finale of Loki was last night, and so
I hadn't
that's
seen it
what.
yet.
Yeah, me either. So that's what Jessica was watching. She said it's only because last night I cried last night, and today was watching Marvel. So yeah, that does it. Yeah. Okay. So
That doesn't sound good for Loki.
well, no, just yeah. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation, but waiting to see what it is because I haven't started watching it yet either. As you know, well, you might not. Well, Invincible's back, so I watched that episode. I'm also watching a show called Special Ops Lioness. I don't know. It's really good so far, but and oh, that's what I was gonna say. For All Mankind is back.
Oh, no kidding! The new season
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, the new season started.
Now did that? Because I came into that one late. You got me into that one.
Yeah.
So by the time I started watching them, all the episodes to date were out. So I just kind of binged it. Is that an episode a week, or do they release the full season?
Yeah, no, it's an episode a week. So
okay, and that's on what again?
Apple TV.
Apple TV. Okay.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to figure it out.
So Jessica says you have to watch it. Season 2 is much better than season 1. That's good.
Really? I enjoyed season 1 though.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent show. I mean, I enjoyed it.
She probably means not that it was bad. It's just second season is better than the first.
Right.
Which is hard to do.
Exactly. Most of the time, it usually slumps in the second season. The sophomore slump, they call it.
Like, okay, I give a lot of different anime a shot. Like sometimes it's stuff like people hadn't even heard of. But one, oh, that stinks. That's gonna suck for the rest of this stitch. Sorry, Goblin Slayer. Okay, have you seen Goblin Slayer? Okay,
no.
If you get the chance, watch it. There's the second season just started. First season was maybe a year and a half ago or something like that. There's a first season, then there is a movie that actually does tie in with events that happened during the first season. So watch the first season, then watch the movie. Second season just started. I can tell there is a little bit of a shift in animation style. Like the quality is a little bit lower in the second season, which is strange because usually it's the other way around. They like it gets better, but I don't know. It's not bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just I noticed I'm watching, and there's like a pretty big battle in the first episode, and I'm going, it looks a little downgraded.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So that is exactly what she was saying. She said, "I enjoyed season 1, but season 2 is absolutely great."
Okay. Yeah. After I said what I said, and I've kind of figured she must mean that.
Yeah. So, anyway, yes, anime, dude. Oh, Blue Eye Samurai. Have you seen it yet?
No, it's on my docket though. I'm having technical difficulties with my streaming stuff, so I'm trying to sort that out.
Yeah,
but I saw that it was available, and that is on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's on Netflix.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that, and
I got to see a preview of it, so
I'm anxiously awaiting the second season. I'm hoping there's a
that.
second season.
I just
But
I don't understand how I did that. I tied a knot in this thread, and all I was doing was stitching it. And I just started again.
Invincible. Yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. I
Was
like
what my kid's trying to get me to watch Invincible.
yeah.
Yeah.
Watch season 1, then watch Adam Eve, and then
I
you
haven't been
can.
able to see that. I haven't been able to see Adam Eve.
It's not bad. It's definitely a side mission type thing. Like it doesn't have to do with season 1, doesn't have to do with season 2. It's
Right.
just
It explores her origin,
yeah.
like when she got her powers and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. See, I read the comic books.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes when I'm watching the show, I'm going, wait a minute. That kind of sort of happened, but I remember other things. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it must have been the comic book.
Yeah.
So there were like side issues of the comic book where I'm assuming it explores similar things in it that her standalone special did, is where I'm getting at.
Yeah. There's a ruckus upstairs.
Ruckus.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so movie. Let's dive into the movie. So a long time ago, a long time ago.
In land far, far away. No, wait.
Wait, that's the wrong thing. I'm
gonna have to start over with this.
I watched this. Hang on, I'm gonna share my screen.
No idea how I
share
did that.
Screen, and then this, and then that. Okay, so this was shared with me. Said it's the funniest thing about the whole movie. So I'm just gonna play this.
My kids said the same thing.
Okay, so anyway, that is the where'd it go? Okay, there it is. So anyway, that is what was introduced to me. My friend Jason's like, "Hey, dude, you got to see this movie." And this is a Jason that I work with, not my other friend Jason. So many Jasons. Anyway, he's like, "Yeah, you gotta see this movie," and that's how he introduced it. He said, "This laugh is worth it alone," and it certainly was. It is so. But so anyway, that got my interest up to watch it, and at the time, I was going to go home and watch it. Could not find it. My buddy who is a sailing the seas as a pirate, he also did not have it available, and so it's like, oh man, what do I do? And of course, there's no video stores that open anymore, and so I was just like, all right, well, I'll get to it one day. And that day is now because it is streaming on Netflix currently. So if you haven't seen it, check out The Money Pit. It's funny, and you won't regret it.
So wait, was this your first time watching it?
Oh, yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
I remember watching this when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, I definitely haven't watched it. It's funny because, like, I don't know, I feel like I've seen a lot of
surprised.
Tom Hanks movies, but Definitely haven't seen that one.
I was
And
wondering why you picked this one. I'm going, man, surely he has seen this. I
no.
felt kind of attacked a little bit because that's kind of my life. I mean, they had to deal with some serious stuff, and the whole time
Oh
I'm watching the
God.
movie, like I related more with the contractors than I did with the people, in a sense of like, okay, yeah, I kind of do that at my job, but then in the same realm, I relate with the homeowners because my house does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Jessica said she's never heard of this movie until last week.
You're,
So
you guys, come on, I'm being punked. You cannot be serious.
I'm dead serious. Dude, I lived a very sheltered life. So I didn't see a whole lot of movies until I grew up, and then I watched a ton of movies around this one particular area, and then it was just, but it was all like stuff in theater. So at the time, so
Wow.
yeah. And she says, I can't hear Tom Hanks laugh without thinking of Toy Story. Yeah.
Today, yeah.
I don't know. I was extremely frustrated throughout the whole thing, because it's like, oh my gosh, this movie, it's so frustrating, but it was also very much funny.
So what was frustrating? Enlighten me.
Uh, I just was. It was like gave me it.
Frustrated for them?
Yeah, frustrated for them because it's like, oh boy, here's another thing that's broken. Oh boy, here's another thing that's broken. Oh
Let me
boy, here's
tell you,
another thing that's broken.
as a
Come on, when
homeowner,
will it stop?
let me tell you, that is a very real thing.
I know it is, and that's exactly why I don't own a home.
although some of the things that happened in the movie can't really certain things can't really happen the way that they were portrayed in the movie.
Yeah.
Go figure. Not like that's a big stretch for Hollywood, but there are issues. Like if you think about that tub scene,
Mm-hmm.
for those of you that haven't seen the movie, let me break it down for you. Okay, it is a 2-story house. The staircase fell apart.
Yeah.
They are having to use an extension ladder to get to the second floor where that tub is, with buckets of water that they have to bring in from outside from a fountain of a little cherub kid where it's coming out of his winky. So they are trying to warm up this water on the stove that stops working, by the way. They get the water upstairs and they start putting this water in that tub. And then the tub falls through the floor. Like, be grateful you didn't sit in that tub and then it fell through.
Right, right. I can only imagine that would have been such a nightmare.
Imagine anything that could go wrong with the house and it went wrong.
Yeah.
The only thing that wasn't broken was the foundation.
Which I'm actually shocked. It seems like that is the most typical thing. Like when people go and they're buying a home, they're always like, oh, there's a problem with the foundation and I have to do all this stuff extra. And then someone else pipes up, oh, well, didn't you get the insurance? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, no, I didn't. And then it's just heads roll and headaches, heads hit the desk and all that stuff, typical thing.
Yeah, well, happens. Also, you don't typically buy a house without it being inspected.
Right.
Accredited home inspector. So,
right. I was thinking that very thing. It's just like, wait, so no one's.
It doesn't matter how good of a deal it is. You get that house inspected,
right? Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. It was a funny premise. Definitely far-fetched as far as certain things go, because obviously things work different in real life. I highly doubt anyone would just be like, yeah, based on a real fiction, based on a real true facts story, whatever. we're gonna just buy this home, and no questions asked, just by looking
Yeah.
at it. But boy, that certainly was a lemon. Like I walked in, and they're just like, "Oh wow, this is so nice," and "Oh, we can just redo this and redo that," and nope, it's just pretty much garbage. I couldn't
So,
believe the ending. Like,
oh yeah.
just like, geez, a whiz.
Yeah, because you get these contractors that seem like they're going to be shysters, and
Mm-hmm.
they're the typical type of greaseball people you would expect to take your money and run and not fix anything, and in the end they end up doing a pretty damn good job.
Right.
But I'm gonna adopt one of their lines from the movie when somebody asks me at
2
work, "Well, how
weeks.
long do you think that's gonna take?" 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's what I'm gonna keep doing. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks come, and they're like, "Well, you said it would be fixed 2 weeks. How much longer is this gonna be? 2 weeks."
2 weeks. Oh yeah, that was great. Such a great thing. But anyway, um, let's see. The Money Pit is a quick little history. Had Tom Hanks, Shelley Long, as you saw, and director was Richard Benjamin. David Giller wrote this, and there was goofs. Someone mentioned that there's a goof in the film when you had the during the laugh scene when they're pouring it in the tub, and then he goes back downstairs after the kitchen fire and brings up a third heated on the stove. It's already dumped in the tub because the tub crashed to the floor. But anyway, yeah, I don't really have anything else.
Because this wasn't my first viewing of the movie, so if you go back and watch it a second time, as they're meeting the current owner of the house, is this sweet little old lady that gives this sob story or whatever. You can pick out things that she does or does not do in order for everything to stay together just long
Mm-hmm.
enough for her to convince them that they want the house.
Right.
So, like, for instance, when she goes upstairs with what's her name, and they sit on
Shelley
the
Long.
bed, they're not
Yeah.
sitting on the bed; they're sitting on the frame of the mattress of the bed.
Right.
And then later they try to lay on the bed and they just sink into it.
Right. Right.
So you can look and see that mattress and something doesn't quite look right with it. And you could say, oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that. That was pretty funny. And like there was something else where she's just like, "Oh no, don't do that. We have it over here.
Or
It's
she was telling
downstairs."
them, don't turn on the lights because it
Right, right,
runs up
right.
the electric bill.
Right,
And
right.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure. And then
don't use the bathroom up here. All my personal stuff is in it.
right. Yeah, I was just like, wait a minute, that's not good. But then of course she's the same lady at the end of the movie. It's just
Right, and that's supposed to be the way that I took it, is that's his dad,
uh-huh.
like the one that he's complaining about at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That's his dad.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, you got yours in the end, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I don't have any other things to talk about regarding the movie. And I don't think Jessica says I will try to watch the movie, but I'm not a huge Tom Hanks fan. Well, I'm sorry.
So I actually asked my wife this time because I knew what the movie was. Did she that she and the kids want to sit and watch this one with me. And she too had never seen this movie. As long as this movie has been out, I can't believe there's people that haven't seen this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a movie buff, that's Kurt's thing, but good God, what's wrong with you people?
April hadn't seen it either.
Uncultured. Oh.
Oh goodness. Well, it's probably because I've changed.
You grew up sheltered.
Yeah, I did, but I've also changed my ways. I'm not going to dispute that I grew up sheltered. That's obvious, but
kidding.
I mean, I think I've mentioned this before, but my first movie was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original movie. We went in to see it, and Raph says "damn," and my mom and another mom sitting in front of us talked back and forth the entire movie, saying, "I can't believe they did this to a children's show," and blah 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 blah, and just typical mom stuff, saying like, "Oh, I can't believe this, I can't believe that," and just huffing, and every time there was a curse word and all that. So it is what it is. But again, I was 2.5, 3, and I was 2.5. So when I saw my first movie, so definitely was sheltered after that. But I mean, I do the same to my kids.
Oh boy. Reminds me of another friend that I have. He's an older gentleman than I am. He's retired now, but he would have the best stories. And we always said that if any of us in the shop that he hung out with won the lottery, that we were gonna find like some animators to put animation to his stories and all that kind of stuff, and put them out there for the world to see. Of course, I could never tell them like he can, and some of them are so inappropriate, and I don't feel right sharing those on YouTube because I don't want us to get flagged. But one had to do with knives. When he was a little boy, his dad had given him his first pocket knife, as was customary back in the day for a father or to give his son a little pocket knife thing, and it was something like a little Swiss Army knife or something, a knife that's almost not a knife,
right.
One of the, not like the high end ones or whatever. Anyway, besides the point, he said his dad was digging in the backyard, and there was a root or something that was giving him trouble. And he heard his dad fussing, and he came running over, and he said, "Hang on, Dad, I'll get it." And he took out his knife, and he just started in the ground with it, but his dad's hands was still in the hole. And he said his dad started screaming and yelling, and he just kept going. And then, so he's cutting his dad with this knife. He's trying to, so I forget how old he said he was, but he said, yeah, his dad, after bandaging himself up, he took that knife and put it in the vise and broke the blade off of it. And he was never allowed to have knives ever again, even clear into his adulthood, even after his mother and father separated. His mother still never would let him have knives. And that fueled a passion for this man, because he has all kinds of magazines now with stuff in it, and he has knives now. There's never a moment where this man does not have 5 blades on him at any given time.
They done sit-offs.
He said he went somewhere and they asked him to empty his pockets, and it was the scene straight out of Mad Max and the Thunderdome when he takes all his stuff out of his pockets and everything, and there's a pile of weapons laying on the countertop. He said he had a pile of knives laying on the countertop. There was here recently, we have a World War II museum down in New Orleans, and he went with another friend of ours, and they told him, our mutual friend said, don't bring any knives. It's a federal building. They're gonna search everybody coming in. And this man, without telling you his name and too much about personal information with him, he's a very unassuming person. You look at him and you would not be able to tell he is as intelligent as he is. He is the type of person like Mr. Magoo. You know who Mr. Magoo is?
Vaguely.
So it's a very old, like, comic strip character. It's a little old man. He's got a big nose. He's bald.
Oh, yeah.
Very unassuming looking. Nobody would look twice at him. That's the type of person that my friend is. That's what he looks like. He is a Mr. Magoo. Nobody, while he was, because he worked where I work before he retired, nobody ever thought anything of him. And I told him, man, keep it up, because you could get away with whatever you want here and nobody would ever suspect you. So they told him, don't bring any knives to the museum with you because they're going to confiscate them if you do, or they may not even let you in. So they went, and he forgot he had one. He had one, but it's a very small one, which is why he forgot he had it. And he realized he had it while he was waiting in line. And for whatever reason, they singled him out to empty his pockets. And it was a similar situation, like I said, with the Mad Max and the Thunderdome movie, where he's emptying his pockets and he's piling stuff up. He had so much stuff with him, not knives, but other stuff, that eventually the security guard said, all right, fine, that's good, you're good, whatever. And my friend said, it's good he said that when he did, because if I'd have pulled this other thing out, it would have had that knife in it.
Oh, geez. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got some good stories. Maybe one day, if we ever do start up the Patreon, I could share some of those, because they're,
speaking of Patreon,
they are side-splitting funny, but so inappropriate.
Oh yeah, I guarantee. There was one story that Zach shared with us that wildly inappropriate but hilarious. So, and I know he has a bunch of others too. So, but anyway, speaking of Patreon, I was doing some research. Okay, I should probably lead with this. I posted a poster for the new Avatar movie that's coming to Netflix. Right. And someone suggested, hey, you should do a group watch, like in an episode of ADHD Theater. And I was just like, huh, okay, well, I was like, I said, yeah, all right, well, I'll have to look into it, because I don't know how to do that. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube would allow us.
Right.
I don't flagged.
Yeah, I don't think it would allow us. However, I looked up this thing. It's called Teleparty. And here's the share screen. Share. Okay. So anyway, you can install this. It works with Netflix, YouTube, Disney, HBO, Hulu, Amazon, a bunch of these streaming services. and you can watch them all as a group party, and you can create group parties to watch these things. So it works out to where you can all comment. So it looks like this, where it's a commenting stream where people are talking and stuff like that, and all that. So my question is simply, what do you guys think? Is this something that you would want us to do? I mean, I'm sure it would make sense for when we do like group watch parties where we used to have to stay in sync together, but this actually all it keeps everyone in sync. So it says always stay precisely in sync when you're watching TV shows together. Enjoy HD video, fast buffering, and all your teleparties on both desktop and mobile. So yeah, I'm interested, but I'm just putting this out there for anyone else. Like, what do you guys think?
Is for those that might be catching this on the replay, leave us a comment down in the comment section, and we'll see what you think.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd be interested to see what everyone thinks. I also where'd it go? Okay. I also asked the question on our YouTube channel as well, to hopefully get some answers there. But so yeah, just I guess think about it and let us know. I didn't look at the cost, because I just see Go Premium, and it's just like, okay, well, I know you can get teleparty for free. It's available on Chrome and Edge browsers, but I can only imagine like how it's going to up the ante. I'm sure. So let's see. Upgrade for the ultimate. Okay, so you can pay annually for video and voice chat, access to all premium services. So I'm guessing there's only some that are supported off the gate. You can add custom reactions and chat profiles, lots more. But I'm not going to click this try free for 7 days just yet. But just the fact that there's something out there that allows you to do this, I find kind of interesting.
Maybe the future of ADHD theater right there.
Right. So, okay.
That would be kind of fun, actually. That way, when we assign these movies that we all have to watch, because we all have to figure out, okay, we got to make time to,
Yeah.
I've got a full-time job and a young family, so.
Right.
But for something like that, I could see that being kind of fun, especially with something like with this latest movie here. You'd never seen it, so to experience that all together, all at the same time,
right? And you could see over here,
cool.
Yeah, you could see over here that you can see them like in the video chat, and it's like that'd be pretty fun, I think.
I think you're right.
I don't think I would.
I personally don't know of anybody else that's doing that, like doing a live show and doing something like that. Oh, please don't fall.
But I think it would be fun, and
Now
hopefully.
I'm a little scared.
Uh-oh.
I've lost a needle.
Pulling thread.
Okay, there it is. Found it. I do not want to step on that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've got to
And
find
Jessica
something.
says, I don't remember Dan being in TMNT. I'll have to rewatch. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah.
They actually say it like 3 or 4 times right at the beginning.
Maybe 2 or 3. Not that many times. Yeah.
Damn.
Like Raph says it.
Donnie and Donnie and Casey both say random things. But
like, okay, the scene, of course, the big one when Raph and Casey are fighting the first time, and Casey runs off, and Raph ain't satisfied with how the fight ended, and they run off, and then it pans out and shows the city, and he goes damn, and it kind of echoes.
Yeah.
But one thing that I found interesting was a lot of people like, okay, let me ask you this. The scene at the barn.
Mm-hmm.
Which turtle is on top of the barn and yells out Splinter?
Leo.
No. Mikey.
Oh, no. Right. Yes, Mikey, yes.
A lot of people think it's Raph. But if you go back and you watch it, pause it, you can see the nunchucks.
Yeah. I remember seeing something about that after the fact. Yeah.
I always knew that. I always caught that. I'm like, I had arguments with my cousin. He's like, no, man, that was Raph. Like, no, it's not.
It sounds like Raph, but it's
in post.
It's
they
Mikey's.
Probably had the voice actor for Raph do it.
Right.
But visually, it doesn't match up. It's Mikey.
Yeah. Yep.
Just one of those funny
random
little slip-ups in movies. Yeah. So,
she says, to be fair, it's been years since I've seen it. That is fair. Obviously. No one's holding it against you. I mean.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, not everybody remembers everything.
Yeah. Lord knows I can't remember shit these days.
Yeah. I know I can't. All right. So, are you curious what I've been stitching?
Yeah. Let's see it.
All right.
Putting you up on the bigger screen.
Let me turn it right side out. Right side out? Right side in? I don't know. Well, which is the right one? Sorry.
Putting the right way out.
I wasn't prepared.
Everyone's watching you. Nice.
Britches. I sewed some britches.
Nice.
So, what in the hell did I make finger pants for, right? So, I did this.
Nice.
He's wearing a set already. So, there was I needed to make a second set for somebody else. So
nice.
This guy, he had just bare white thighs or whatever. So
yeah,
and the companion piece to him was this custom that these are on my Instagram if you want to go see. Although the trousers are new, the stuff on my Instagram. I haven't actually officially shown these until now. So some Mythic Legions ogre scale trousers. Well, since I've got him on camera now, let me.
Good golly, he's tall.
Yeah, and I wanted bringing this guy back here. What I wanted to do, and I couldn't find him. I just didn't have time to really dig through everything. This guy here. Closer, this little alien head.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, the Four Horsemen worked for Todd McFarlane, did a bunch of stuff for him. Well, they did a series of figures for the X-Files movie.
Okay.
And there was a 2-pack. One had a Scully figure, I think, and the other had an alien in it. I loved that figure. It was just the head looked like this. I could tell the same guy that sculpted that sculpted this. The heads are so similar, and I wanted to have that side by side to make that little comparison, and I just could not, for the life of me, remember where I put that other little alien figure. It's not on the shelves behind me. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool to see, like, okay, the precursor for this particular figure, you know. And he's long and spindly, but the head is identical. Not exact, but very identical.
Pretty darn close.
Like, look, when you pop the head off, I don't want to lose the necklace. Like, he's got, I don't know, there's this weird kind of lip thing going on right here. But that's like a solid piece, man. That is a long torso.
Jeez. And he has that what is it? The cosmic key thing?
Oh yeah, the cosmic key. He's got this necklace here.
Yeah.
That, like, you want to bring us side by side? Because you're off camera. Yep.
He's got this just hanging around his neck.
And that's like a die-cast type of, like a real, like a dog tag kind of thing almost, but it's called a cosmic key. It's supposed to be like a key for something in the lore of, you know, these figures and everything. But that was kind of cool that they did that. And there's 2 versions of that key, physical versions of that key. The gold one there, which you get, you would have gotten if you would have pre-ordered anything from the Horsemen during the open pre-order for that first wave of Cosmic. And then they did a retailer version, and I think it's silver.
Yes, it is.
And it has, that key has like some printed glyphs and stuff on it, and they're different on the other, and they call that the retailer version, and it came with an alien skull as well. So there was the key plus the skull, which you've got the gold version because you obviously pre-ordered something from the Horseman, but the retailer version of that is silver as well, and it's got like a black wash on it and stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of, did you watch episode 1 of Invincible to see this?
Second season?
Yes. Did you see this?
I saw it. It was similar. It's not exact.
I didn't say it was exact. It looked very similar.
Similar. I'll give you that. But I don't know. Because when I saw it, I'm like, oh, wait, was that what he was talking about?
Yeah. Yep, that's definitely what I was talking about. All right. So moving on to another money pit. Mythic Legions.
I was wondering where you were going with that. Let me stop this.
And let's.
Okay. So this is, I'm going to bring up here a screen, and I'm going to go to this website right here, sourcehorseman.com.
Yep.
So let me see. Is this one? They had they revealed their newest wave for Mythic Legions that they're it's up for pre-order right now. If you go to storehorseman.com, they'll give you a list of what's up for pre-order and everything. Let's see. Click on that. Yes. No. It's not working for me.
Should just be able
there
to
it goes. There it goes. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did.
It wouldn't let me do it. Okay. This is what do they call it?
An
Rising
incredible wave?
Stars, I think.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
rising
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 Suns.
suns.
Yeah.
Rising Suns. This is the way they've been doing their big big wave releases, I guess they could say, which are usually announced around some type of convention or something. Um, Legions Con is going on right now.
Right.
Well, not quite yet. It will starting tomorrow because Saturday and Sunday
Yeah.
in New Jersey. Today was G-Con, which is an online thing. They do kind of film in front of a little bit of an audience for some of the participants there that attend their, they call it intern for a day. Let me slow down. My mind is working faster than my mouth can. So they do intern for a day, which is a lottery thing that they hold where you can put your name in the lottery. And if your name gets drawn, then you get to go to the Four Horsemen headquarters and you get to go to their studios and kind of see, some behind the scenes stuff. And they talk about, the digital sculpting, and they show a little of their older stuff, where they came from, what they've made in the past. And then the lucky few that get to go actually get to see future sculpts for future releases.
Mm.
This, though, is a wave that they I kind of lost my train of thought there. I apologize. The following day, those same people, see what I mean? My mind is working faster than my mouth can keep up. So the people that go to intern for a day are invited back to attend in person the recording of G-Con, which they do live. So these reveals are live in
Yeah.
front of the people that were there the previous day. So everybody comes back and they bring the figure prototypes out. These are, I guess, sort of kind of the paint masters. So these are put together from figure parts on hand. They'll repaint them. So if you're going through some of the pictures and you see like paint chips and stuff flaked off of some of these, they're not going to be released that way. That's just them reusing certain parts that they have on hand in combination with prints of the new pieces like
Mm.
armor or torsos or heads. Those are 3D
Right.
printed, and then they send all that stuff off to the factories in China and they make the steel molds and all that, yada yada. So this is the newest wave that they showed off today. And I'm going to start with the first one. Atlas the Conqueror. I am not going to read his bio and everything, because you can come to this website and do all that and look at all the pretty pictures. This is a version 2
Mm-hmm.
of Atlas the Conqueror.
Yep.
The first version was released in, that did not work out the way I thought it would. Don't double click. So the first version was released during the first Mythic Legions, the first official Mythic Legions Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe 15 years ago. Maybe not that long, okay? Maybe it was something like 10. Anyway, besides the point. It looks like they still are using the same head. It maybe not. It may be a new sculpt, but it looks very close to the original head. It's probably a new sculpt, knowing them. But there's all kinds of new stuff going on here on this figure, and unless you know what the original one looks like, you're not going to be able to pick those pieces out. But let me tell you, this is an incredible looking version of this character. It's a great update.
Yeah, very much so.
These are just some of the things that all of the things, the accessories that he will come with, which is really cool. I'm digging that helmet.
Yeah.
That gladiator style helmet.
Epic.
Yeah, and I want to say, let me think, because I have him out on my shelf here. Excuse me. I'm gonna grab him real quick. Okay, a little dusty. Yeah. So I don't know if you can kind of split the screen between us and let me get him to a good picture here. That's the back. Okay, there we go. So the first version here, and this is a 3D printed sword, didn't come with him. This axe did not come with him. That's something I added. The bear on the pauldron here is something that I added. So I obviously modified mine, but like don't look at the weapons. Don't look at this one pauldron here. But I mean, you can see why I say, okay, maybe that's the same head. Maybe it's a new sculpt. I don't know. But anyway, so there's the second version of him, the newer, updated one.
Does he have
really dig?
Does he have the one scar or two scars?
What you mean?
On his eye?
He's just got. I just see one.
Well, I know. I thought I saw there was a second one on here.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, there's like a slight smaller under his eye. Yeah, that's on the original one too.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, you got to think back during that first Kickstarter, they were reusing the parts that they had on hand. All of those parts were sculpted traditionally, unless I'm remembering wrong, back on that first Kickstarter. So we're talking about sculpted by hand.
Yeah.
And being molded and casted to recreate the multiple parts that they used to create all those figures back then. So now they're full digital. They do all their sculpting digital and everything, so they can make a lot more of this stuff to add to these figures, like all of these belts and new weapons. And I appreciate that they didn't go super exaggerated with the weapons, and they've kind of scaled the super huge honking weapons in their releases and whatnot back to a little bit more of a realistic kind of size, because some of the first weapons were so big. So Atlas the Conqueror, great update.
Yes,
I love it. This character was the one when they were first showing pictures of this new line called Mythic Legions that was, they were working on, and that was the one character that was like, okay, if this thing doesn't happen, if something happens, they can't make these figures, I've got to make a custom of this guy.
Right.
And I had started collecting pieces that I was going to make, as close as I could with my talent and skills to that original figure. And then they said, well, we're thinking about making these a 4-inch line. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely making this custom. And then a show called Toypocalypse happened, which was kind of a private toy show. Like, if you think Toy Fair and all that kind of stuff. It was a more scaled down version of it or whatever. And they had these prototypes that they had put together from their, molding and casting and stuff. And they were a little bit bigger than the figures are today. And people were like, no, these are great. This is what we want. We want them that size. You've got to make them that size. So they looked into the cost of, well, what's the cost of a 4-inch figure versus a 6 or 7-inch figure? And they said that the cost wasn't that much of a difference. So they went with the bigger figures. Thank you for doing so.
Right.
Because I'm in love. I love them. So this character was the one that grabbed me and grabbed my attention, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's my dude. That's my in on this line. He's the one. Let's see. Go back. I'm just going to kind of touch on the Barbarians weapons pack here.
Yeah, this is cool.
Oh, I love these weapons. These are absolutely incredible. And I've always wanted these weapons for these figures. So much so that I made from scratch 3 or 4 Gladiuses. because they just didn't exist. They didn't exist in the line, and that was before people were 3D printing them.
Yeah.
I had some acrylic sheets, and I had cut them in shape, and I had some wooden beads that I made for the hand guards, and I hand wrapped with upholstery thread for the handles so that it'd be thick enough for the figures to grip. So to finally get a Gladius here, and a sheath for it is I'm ecstatic for it. But then you've got the Northman type axes, which was kind of on my to-do list. Now I don't have to, and I'm okay with that. I'm not sure what this thing is here though. That's maybe some type of decorative hanger for something. I didn't get to watch the live stream reveal today, so forgive me. I'm not going to be like super knowledgeable like Jeremy Gerard might be with some of this stuff. I actually was working. I couldn't get away from work to go to the convention. Sucks to be me. Yeah, I know, whatever. But I was sneaking off, looking these pictures up, going, ooh. So I'm not sure what the bear head emblem thing is, but I'm happy.
See you next week, Jessica.
Happy to get, later, Jessica. Happy to get these weapons.
Heck yeah,
and some people might go, well, couldn't they just put these weapons in with these figures? Oftentimes they do. You will find these same weapons that they will come with these figures. So you don't have to buy the weapons packs. You don't. But once you start getting these figures and you start popping them apart and making your own characters or whatever, you find yourself needing, I kind of need those weapons. I kind of, I didn't get the figure that it came with, but do I want to spend $25? And I'm guessing, I don't know what the price is. I haven't gone and looked. $25 to get all those weapons, or do I want to spend $37, $40, $50 for a whole other figure that's only going to come with one or two of these weapons?
Right.
Okay, so the bear, okay. Everybody kind of knew this bear was coming. In an interview with Corn Boy, he had mentioned Atlas rides a bear.
Right.
Fans were not going to let that go. They were never going to let that go. Even if Jeremy Gerard himself came out and said, yeah, there's no bear, fans were still going to demand a bear at some point. This whole wave was kind of expected. We expected this to happen.
$20.
They're known for
$20.
If you okay, so the weapons are $20. Thank you.
Yeah.
If you expect the horsemen to do something, if you think you know what they're about to do, they're going to do something else because they like to do the unexpected. But this whole wave, what they've done with their big bad four villains is they've had the evil faction and then the heroic faction that is a direct help me out, rival to the evil faction, and that's how they made their waves. So this one was kind of I don't want to say leftovers because that makes it sound like nobody wanted them. These were the last two factions that they had not done this treatment for. Let me say it that way. That sounds a lot better. So it was kind of a no-brainer that, everybody expected, it's going to be House of the Noble Bear and Sons of the Red Star, which are my two favorite factions in Mythic Legions.
Right.
So you already know I'm predisposed to love every one of these figures. Bear included.
Yep.
I'm impressed. A lot of people last year said, well, the big
Moose.
bad for that is Necronominus, and he's a big skeleton dude, and all of them are kind of their representatives of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. So they each have a steed, and everybody was going, "There's no way they're going to do a skeleton horse," and then they did a skeleton horse. So it's like, yes, we get the bear.
Yep.
And this thing, I sent a picture to you earlier today, Dustin.
Yeah.
I took off of Facebook real quick. this bear can stand on its hind legs, and it's as tall as a troll.
Right.
This big orange thing on the shelf behind me, it stands as tall as that thing on its hind legs. That's insane. But I love it.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, we're gonna move on. Next one. This one I'm very excited about because I had planned on making like a Viking type of. Oops, slid too far. A Viking type of custom at some point, and now I don't have to. I mean, I still could. Not that I couldn't. I still could.
Yeah.
And this guy comes with a ton of parts that I can use for so many other things. But I want to kind of give a shout out to Stephen Bishotti from My Wife Is Going to Kill Me podcast, because they had a show that he also hosts, Legions Cast, where they dive deeper into the lore and each of the characters, or they're supposed to, Steve. But they did a special episode a week before Legions Con where they were kind of brainstorming, okay, well, what are we going to see? What would we like to see? And Steve wanted to see fur cuffed boots, and we can get them here. We get them on this guy. He also said we need the wrist wraps, the leather wrist wraps, because we need those put back into the line, because we've only seen them one time in Mythic Legions, and then one more time in Cosmic Legions. So there's only one figure out right now that uses them. It's Varg, little vampire-looking dwarf dude with the big wings. So Steve got his wish on this one. We've got, he's trying to make a He-Man. So there's your He-Man boots, buddy. I know you're gonna do it. But I'm really excited about this because I've wanted Norse type Northman characters, and this is everything I could ever want with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just, this was their first reveal of the day, I think, today, and when I saw it, I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in so much trouble. I don't know how I'm gonna get all these figures. And see, he comes with one of those axes here. They show him with one of those axes. I don't know if he comes with the other one yet. And I purposely didn't look at a lot of these pictures because I wanted to see them live right here for like a live reaction type of deal. So, and there's an alternate head for him. That torso is new. That's a new torso. But it may be built, if I'm not mistaken. When I saw the back of the figure, it looks like one of those torsos where it's got that extra plate that you can pop off and swap plates.
Okay.
So that's cool. That's another thing that we need more of, because there's other third-party people like myself that have made custom plates that you can swap off, for further custom purposes and everything. But I dig this. I really like this guy. So he does not come with the other axe. So he's just the one axe. But that's cool. I'm probably never going to use the head with the blue wings. Those wings do pop off, and if you look underneath the shield, there's horns that you can replace those wings with.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all those hands. Zach would be proud. He didn't have to buy a hands pack. I'm not sure what that is. There's a little dangly gold looking thing. I know what that is, but anyway, I don't know what that other thing is.
I can't see what you're pointing to, so.
Oh, there's like a little golden, like a teardrop thing. Yeah, that's so great. And this is 1/6 Shooter. He's on Instagram. These photos, when you see him like this, he's the official photographer for the Four Horsemen. Always does a great job.
Fantastic.
Always. Yeah. So that's cool. I'm definitely in on that one. The Norseman, of course, Atlas Conqueror. He's the leader of the House of the Noble Bear, and of course the bear that goes with him. The Norseman is part of the House of the Noble Bear. Here is a member of the Sons of the Red Star. just from a couple of the pictures that I saw of him, he's like a some kind of bug, like a scorpion looking thing.
Huh.
He's first thing you notice is the multiple arms. So he's got the
Right,
four arms.
right,
Then
right.
you look at his feet, he's got kind of like a bug type of feet. But you look past his feet, there's a tail there. And this looks like it might be a 2.0. That's this more slender
Right.
build figure. And I say that because it's got that mid torso break. It just looks, yeah. See, there we go. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah,
there we
he's
go.
kind of like a scorpion type of thing. But I'm digging the new parts here. This has got to be a 2.0 figure because those arms look really skinny.
Yeah, yeah.
So this tells me we're getting that same type of sculpted cloth type of material arms and legs, and then the boots. We get the boots with boot cuff. I already know what I'm going to use that for. I've been waiting for that for a long time. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing some reuse from Cosmic here too.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know about that tail because they do have a female character that's kind of scorpion-like, and I think that's like connected to her head or something. I don't have that figure, but the arms, little insect arms on the back here, those are from one of the Sphexian figures. It looks like.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of reuse from Sphexian. I haven't opened a Sphexian, so I'm only guessing. There's probably people going to watch this later and go, "No, you don't know what you're talking about." Again, I haven't watched the live stream, so I was working. But yeah, oh, jeez, look at that.
Absolutely amazing.
That's just beautiful. Oh, I skipped. They switched it up. Okay, so here's what he's gonna come with. Oh, I dig that sword at the top. That's like a Chinese type of sword.
Yeah.
That's cool. Green flame on that torch.
Yeah.
And then the different head options. So I'm wondering if that's got to be like a faceplate system.
Yeah.
Because they've been introducing that too into some of their figures. The first one I think was the Attila figure that they did in the 2-pack with the new Gorgo figure for the video game.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong a lot of times. It'll give the viewers later something to scream at. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know nothing. Dwarf weapons pack. Same as the other weapons pack. More dwarf inspired. There's another axe. I really like that Warhammer. That's cool.
Yeah. The Warhammer's cool. I am most impressed by the horn. I think the horn is so cool.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
So typical of.
I'm gonna go back to this hammer. The last one that they did looked like one of those squeaky toy hammers. You know, it's got like the little things on either end, and you hit something and it squeaks.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get over that. That's what I see every time I look at that one. This one, I like this one a little bit better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. Another weapons pack, $20 value. You can't beat that for what you get for $20. You could go to a third-party website and pay $20 and get
for one weapon.
One weapon.
I've done that plenty of times.
Yeah, it's. Come on, work with me here. Now this says 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
So both of these are going to come together, and I'm really excited about this because the first official female dwarf that they did was built on one of those slim 2.0 bodies. And it just didn't look right. It looks like
It was an
okay, so
official dwarf.
It might look like a dwarf, but it looks like it's a child. Yeah, Ragna Stormforger.
She was a dwarf?
She was a dwarf. Yeah.
I did not see dwarf. I thought that was like an elf.
Shorter. It was made with
oh, right. Ragnar. Yeah, okay. Ragnar. Okay, yeah. Now I have the right person.
Ragna Stormforger, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is built right. This is built on the 1.0 style body. You've got those arms that they released in Cosmic first through Vorga.
Yep.
I'm gonna need multiples of both of these.
I tagged my buddy James Matthew Byers about that because he was wanting female dwarves and for a custom, and I think he reached out to you to commission one or something at some point, but I forget.
He did, but we had to put it on the back burner.
Right.
It was at a time when my schedule was just insane, and I couldn't work on anything for anybody.
Yeah,
I lost so many clients that year.
Well, and to be fair, he also lost interest in Mythics and sold everything, and just asked for it back.
It happens. It happens. You know, people's interests change.
Absolutely.
These figures aren't for everybody. You know, there's some people that are articulation junkies, and these figures are not loaded with articulation. They move, yes, but they're not. They don't have double elbows and double knees, and you know all that kind of stuff. But these don't have to. And if these are not for you, that's fine. Move on. That's more for me. More for me.
I just want to say that I think that it is so nice that they didn't make it a bearded woman.
Oh yeah.
Because there's some people that debate that, oh, there's female dwarves in Lord of the Rings or whatever. Shit, you know, they're just all bearded. She's like, no, like, come on.
Yeah, I'm not into the.
I'm not into bearded ladies. Like,
yeah,
she doesn't have a hint of a 5 o'clock shadow or anything like that. So it's like she just looks like a normal short woman. Like, what's her face from the one show? I can't think.
I don't know. You're the one into the little people, so
it was
give me something to go on. I don't know. I'm gonna look at the pretty
Amazon show.
The what?
The Amazon show.
The Amazon show.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. We both liked it. It had
Vox Machina.
Yeah, Vox Machina.
Okay.
It looks like the chick from Vox Machina.
I don't even remember her name. Something
Me either.
Trickfoot or something another.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. No, I have started collecting pieces to make my own 1.0 sized female dwarf. I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm too busy working on other people's stuff. So yeah, this is a 2-pack, and not to ignore the new male figure either, because he's loaded with new parts too that I'm really just equally excited about, because I see so many other customs that I want to make with his parts. Oh, I'm in so much trouble.
I mean, I really love his arms, like the way his arms are sculpted. Like, it's
it uses that fabric sculpted upper arms that those exist already. We've got those, but if you look, let me see. He's got lower legs that are that way. That's the first dwarf sculpted lower legs.
Yeah.
With the fabric on them. So I'm really excited, and it looks like she has it too. Yeah, she's got it. She's got the fabric type of legs too. So that's really cool. I really like that. Man, that is gonna push my timetable back for a particular custom that I wanted to make soon.
Okay, so
Well, I'll
look,
still make him. I'll just swap the legs when this comes out.
yeah, so look at the ankle articulation. Like it looks like they have cleared way to have that be a lot more open.
Okay, so that's probably not going to look exactly like that. You got to remember these are prototypes. So
Right.
these are the feet in the calf area here that we're looking at are 3D printed parts. That
Okay.
ankle, the ankle joint itself, the
You think
circle,
it'll sit higher up in there?
that's yeah, that's going to end up being pushed a little bit further in.
Okay.
Um,
I was just
you
looking at that thinking it looked a little
so
weird, unusual.
it does look a little bit gappy here.
Hmm.
It's not going to look. I promise you, it's not going to look like that in post production. Whenever
Right,
it's in
right.
your hands, you get one in hands. It's not going to look that gappy. There will be clearance for the ankle to work,
Right.
the foot to move, and all of that. But
Just like a normal dwarf though, I is what I
yeah,
imagine.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of a wonky thing going on because that it's printed pieces, in
Gotcha.
conjunction with actual factory
Parts.
made parts.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee you the arms, the arms from the shoulder down to the mid arm break that's made of plastic because those parts already exist and they painted them to look like this to go on this figure.
Hmm.
But the rest of it is probably that's 3D printed resin.
Mm.
A little bit more of a back view, and it looks like baby got back.
That's literally the same butt that's on the Cosmic Legions
Vorga? No,
Vorga.
that might be a little bit different. It's same concept. It's going to plug in through. There's going to be they call it a boom boom hole. I believe that's the official term now, where a tail and stuff would plug in.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the system that's going to utilize for the butt plate here. I don't know what else to say.
So you think it's a butt plate?
Yes, yeah, it's a plate because most of the Cosmic Legions they have that. They have
Okay.
like a. I'll show you on another one on a Cosmic Legion that it's like it's an additional piece that plugs into the existing uh, help me out here
The
waist
boom boom
area.
hole.
Yeah, I mean it'll make sense whenever you see one. Yeah, it's really cool. I really dig this 2-pack. And there's a shot of the alternate heads. That's pretty cool. That's enough just to make it a different character
Right.
altogether. I mean,
Right.
if you get 2-packs and you do this, you can put them all side by side, and yeah, they
They
may
all
look
different.
similar, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's stuff that you could take off of them, like the fur and the other soft goods or whatever, and they'll look different enough.
Hmm.
Like they're from the same type of infantry unit or whatever. But that's really cool. I love
Yeah.
that. Really dig that. Man,
Absolutely beautiful for sure.
there's another horn. And I imagine that horn is like one of those, war horns you can blow
Yeah.
into. You see in the movies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Looks like he comes with new hands, unless it's like an additional piece that you're just going to glue to the back of the existing hands. There's armor on there. Those gloved hands, those leather style gloved hands, don't
Yeah.
have that currently.
Okay.
I love that 2-pack. And fans have been asking for a 2-pack for a long time.
Yeah.
House of the Noble Bear. I keep forgetting to specify. This is another Sons of the Red Star. And they're, like cutthroat, assassin, shadowy type of characters mostly that we've seen so far.
Don't we
This
have
looks
another
like
Cinderhorn already?
This,
Cinderhorn something.
I completely skipped the name. I didn't even look because I'm not reading. I'm not reading names and I'm not reading bios. Cinderhorn. Yes, we have a Cinderhorn in the line already. That's interesting. That
Yeah.
makes this character a shadow elf.
Right.
And I'm guessing female by the look of the breastplate. And here we get, oh, there's those the cuffed boots again, but we get the actual foot boot with it this time. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not going to need a double of the scorpion guy. I'm going to need a double of this one to do what I have planned. Not going to reveal that yet. But see, this is what I was kind of talking about earlier in the show about this cape is going to have a wire in it, and I hope they go with a thicker gauged wire because
Right.
if not, you're not going to get those dramatic cape swoops. Like if you want it like very wind blown or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to hold. So hopefully they take a little bit of constructive criticism to go with a thicker gauged wire, please. Not too much to see outside of that cloak, but this is a 2.0 figure.
Yeah.
The slimmer body, which makes sense, And yep, there's the unmasked head. So she's a shadow elf.
Yeah. So okay. There's a piece up here, just north of the curvy blade thing. Do you think that it goes into it? It just slides down in there? Is that a sheath?
The staff.
No.
Oh, it's like a. I see what you're saying. I don't know what that is. It looks like some type of container, almost like I don't want to say bamboo, but
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Maybe they explain it in the live.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll probably get to watch it tomorrow night or something. Have it playing while I'm at work doing other things.
Yeah.
I almost thought that was a sword, that crisp blade, that wavy blade that you're talking about. There's actual swords that look like that. I'm kind of bummed that that's not a sword. That's a topper for that staff just under the heads.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that.
I'm kind of bummed that they didn't make that a sword.
I am too. I thought that was a sword this whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, a chick with
no, that's totally a
sword.
staff topper. Yeah. Oh well. Oh, I'm gonna skip the glamour shot here. Yeah, there's a better look at your container.
Yeah, and I couldn't get a read off of it from there either.
That's probably some type
because
of,
I was looking at it thinking, okay, it's a sheath for the sword, but it's clearly not.
Yeah, it's not a sword at all. Yeah, no, I bet you that's some type of like a canister of I'm trying not to say a thermos, but it looks like a thermos. Something to maybe carry a couple of scrolls in or something like that.
Her Campbell's soup.
Yeah. I don't even say what it is in the bio. I don't know. Chris blade spear, dagger with sheath, crossbow, dart pouch. It's a dart pouch.
Huh.
That's interesting. Okay. We're almost done. Oh, this one had me very excited. This has been something I have requested since the second series, the second Kickstarter, is a 1.0 female barbarian that is not supermodel skinny.
Right.
And we get it. We finally get one. She's an elf. But I'll take it. Because this opens up the door for more.
Right.
This is your typical fantasy style barbarian build for
sure.
For a woman. you think like Red Sonja or something like that. You don't picture her being
A skinny little thing.
Cindy Crawford skinny.
Right.
That's hard to say. Yikes! But this one is great. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
look! I think there's okay. So the bear emblem thing. I guess that is a shield decoration thing because that's what that looks like right
Yeah, you
there.
can swap them out.
Okay, that makes sense. Hey, we're
Yeah.
making discoveries on the fly. Um, I love everything about this figure. I want it change. Um,
Hmm.
just wow, the braids in the hair. I've tried to sculpt braided
You
hair. I
you
mean by
you were
hand.
looking at the braids. I was looking at the booty.
That's it's a metal ass. Look, whatever, man. Um, no, but
Oh
yeah,
goodness.
I look at this portrait that they've sculpted too, and it reminds me so much of Largatha from Vikings,
Absolutely.
especially that angle right there for the
Yep.
head.
Yep. And those arrows are removable.
Yeah, yeah. If you
I
look,
thought that was really cool. Like,
that's
yeah,
a
that's
really
cool.
nice touch.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yep. I mean, seriously, all she needed to do was run 3 fingers through blue and drag it down her face, and that would be Lagertha.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I don't say that word a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That is definitely a must have for me. Got to have that one. Of course, again, House of the Noble Bear.
Yep.
Another House of the Noble Bear. You can tell because they've got that faction symbol up there if you pay attention. Um, this one was teased a few years ago as artwork on the side of a box
Yep.
for the ogre sized figures at the time. A lot of people have been asking for this. They're like, we it's on the box. That means it's canon. When are we getting
Right.
it?
Right.
And I've made a couple of custom minotaurs in this scale
Yeah.
from 3D printed pieces and everything. I still need to make yours. I've not forgotten.
Oh yeah. Like I said,
But I
whenever.
will. I'll definitely be using pieces from this one in my future plans for a couple that I was going to make. So that'll make it easier for me.
Yeah. And I
But
feel
yeah,
like
this
someone in the third party realm released this very axe, the sledgehammer thing.
oh well, see, it actually it came out. It was designed by Nate Barch. I don't know. Am I still on camera? I don't know.
Yes.
So
Well,
here's the first one. It came out
okay.
in the accessory pack. Um, so it's got those like that wildebeest type of
Yeah.
head to it. And it's just a different paint job
What
on
accessory pack?
the they kind of nicknamed it the Noble Barch accessory pack. It
Oh.
it comes with those big shoulder pauldrons and the
Oh,
belt,
okay.
this head and the big horns. I'm getting a little hoarse here. Not used to talking this much. But yeah, this is the ogre scale size figure. So he's bigger. He's like the one that I held up that I made the red breeches for.
Yeah.
He's that size. He's a
Yeah.
big boy. Really cool. digging those extra skulls he comes with. And there's one of Trevor's glamour shots.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, almost through. All right, here is the leader. I know this much of him. The leader of the Sons of the Red Star, Scapular the Crypt Breaker. This is a second version of him. Again, his first version was very plain compared to this one.
Right.
He's another one that I've got back here on the shelf. So if you want to bring me up again, this is the first version of him.
Very
so
nice.
You can see, that's kind of almost all he comes with. He may come with a dagger, very basic dagger, and just a basic brown belt. So then you get to see the second version of him here, loaded with stuff.
Yeah, it's like balls to the wall compared to the first one.
I'm wondering if they're labeling this as a deluxe figure because of all of that stuff. I'd be surprised if he wasn't a deluxe figure. He's just loaded.
Yeah,
here we go.
I'd tell you, but I don't have the store horseman up anymore.
I mean, he's probably not, because they'll do that. They'll add all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just an incredible value to these figures, and you'd think that's got to be a $55 figure, and it's not. It's a $37 figure. Just amazing. This he almost has too much stuff.
What is that on his back?
I don't know. It looks like cans.
That's what I thought too. He's packing tuna soup on his back.
That's where he keeps his canned goods.
To feed his other soldiers as he's marching.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And this is a really cool alternate look. Now, my friend Jeremy, he released a short story Monday, yeah, I think it was this past Monday. And in that short story is a description of a character wearing red robes and a silver mask, hiding his identity. And it's hinted in the short story that it's Scapular the Crypt Breaker. So this is kind of a confirmation of, in that story, Scapular. So this is really cool. It's almost like getting two figures in one.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I dig that. Wow.
I love his little medicine pouch or whatever it is. Yeah. Whatever he's got on his back. I love it.
Wow. Look at all that detail in that face. That's
absolutely
crazy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and that's just his accessories. Ooh, I like that curved knife. Man, look at all those hands. That's crazy.
That looks like a blow dart.
Oh, the little dragon thing. Yeah, I think you're right.
But the other chick didn't have one.
Yeah, I didn't see one in her accessories list.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Like if you look in the background out the window, you can see there's a red glowing entity in the sky, and that's part of that short story. And that's found on sourcehorseman.com. So go there and read all the blog and short stories and stuff. There's a lot of information there. Every single figure in this wave, I've got to have. There's not a single one, and usually there's one in every wave. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I could probably do without that one. There ain't one in this wave. And I did just see this is Scapular's horse.
Yeah.
He's got a freaking unicorn, man. That is crazy looking. Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go get a second job. That's just there's no way around it. I'm gonna have to
take out a second mortgage on the house or something.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. No. I'll go get a second job before I take a second mortgage. Barely pay the one I've got.
Right.
That's crazy. Look at that profile, man. I can tell you now. I have a client. He's going to tell me, hey, you think we could take that horn off of that horse's head and use it for this custom project that you're already working on? And I'm going to go, man, I am not doing that. You can. Oh, look, it is removable. So it can just be just a horse. Okay, there you go. All right, Mike. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have said his name. There you go, man. There's your horn for your special project that I'm working on.
Oh boy.
To be revealed later. Man, that's insane. So wait, is it? They don't give a, or did I pass it? No, they didn't. So how is that horn? Is it a different? It can't be a whole new different head. Maybe it is.
Then you maybe they haven't revealed that because they don't know yet.
True. I mean, they can't. There's no way that they're going to have it to where there's just a hole left in its forehead. They don't operate like that.
Right. Well, and also, if you click back on that dude.
Oh, all right. Wait. The unicorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has all the spikes on the back, and all those are removed when it's probably a part of the hair that comes off, and it just removes with the hair. And
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense, because if you look here, the one that has just a normal mane don't have the horn.
Right.
But the one with the spikes has the horn.
Right.
So it's probably connected to the mane then. I have some of the horses, not all of them, but I have some of them. I've never opened one, so I don't even know how they operate. I don't have room. I mean, look behind me. I don't have room to put the horse.
I have one sitting on my desk right now.
Oh man, I haven't even opened up that horseman, the headless horseman pack.
Oh yeah, I have that.
I've had it for a year and I haven't opened it. I'm terrible. All right, last figure. We'll get this wrapped up.
Yeah,
thank God we didn't read the what? What'd you say?
I said, yeah, my computer's getting ready to overheat.
Yeah. So this looks like this is a reuse of the Monkey King armor, which is really cool. Parts.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining. That's awesome.
No, and it's nice that people can get this in a regular release and don't have to get a Monkey King in order to have all these awesome parts.
Right. It doesn't come with everything he came with, but there's a lot here that looks like it came with him. Like definitely the main part of the armor for sure.
And the robes.
Yeah, some of the robes, yeah. Because the Monkey King, he came with a little more robes. A little more soft goods.
Yeah.
Looks like the forearms are different too, because that might have looked kind of weird. And I don't know, what is this guy? Is he supposed to be an Oni? He looks like an Oni. Yep, he's an Oni. I was going to say orc, but then I saw the face and I'm going, wait a minute, that's not an orc. Man, that is crazy.
So awesome.
Yep. Very cool. Okay, definitely a Sons of the Red Star member.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks like it's. That looks like that's it.
Yeah.
So go to sourcehorseman.com. You can look at all of these figures and all of the previous lines. Let me go to the main site first. So this is currently, as of date, what it will look like if you go to sourcehorseman.com. You can go to Mythic Legions, and it gives you a drop down. Mythic Legions 101, the lore of Mythic Legions. This is where you're going to find all those short stories and stuff. Factions and characters. It gives you a brief description of the factions, what they're all about, what they stand for, and a list of the characters that are underneath those factions. Waves released is where you go if you want to look at the releases by waves. It'll show you
Right.
pictures of which of the characters came and what name of the waves that they were. Map of Mythos is pretty cool. Gives you kind of an idea about what the land looks like that these people are kind of warring over. The Art of Mythos, that gives like this is where the artists and customizers and stuff like that, some of their stuff is featured. Mythic checklists, pretty self-explanatory. This that gives in alphabetical order each of the characters by name, um, even some of the accessory sets and stuff. The armory is a breakdown of the type of weapons that are in the line, and it's not fully updated because there's new stuff coming out now. I'm sure Jeremy's going to work
Right.
on it, but it gives you a list of which weapons come with which figures.
Yes.
And then, of course, the
I asked him for that actually.
pronunciations of what? The pronunciations?
No. Asked him for the armory.
The armory? Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, it would be nice if there was a tool that would tell you what figure this could be found in.
Yeah, and it's
With.
handy because I'll do
Yeah.
that because I have boxes with loose pieces, and I'm going, wait, which characters came with that? Do I have any extras of those? Because they would go
Right.
great with this custom. So I'll go to the armory and I'll look it up, and I'm going,
Yeah.
shoot, I don't have it, or yeah, all right, that's great. I should have some extras of those.
Right.
The pronunciations are funny because they've got some wildly spelled names, so it'll give you an idea about how to say the names of some of these characters.
What do
All
you
of
mean?
this, huh?
Isn't what Travis does exactly what it is, right?
Travis, yeah, no, don't listen to Travis from My Wife Is Going to Kill Me. He will not say them right, and that's a running joke with them.
Right.
It gives kind of the same thing for. I'm not going to go through all of it for Cosmic Legions. There's a lot less of those, so the lists are shorter for now. Figure Obscura is even smaller because they've had fewer releases, but there's also other great information about who the Four Horsemen are, their past history, and all that kind of stuff. If you just come to this website here, it'll tell you all about it. Now, if you want to order these figures, which is it's a pre-order right now, so you can order as many or as little as you want. Let me see if I can spell this right. I probably already messed up. StoreHorseman.com. This is what the storefront looks like when you pull it up. Currently, as of the date of this show, you can click on Shop Now, and it will bring you to where those figures are. You can buy them all in, and I'm told the all in comes with a bonus. I'll show this real quick, and then we can end the show tonight. That all in bonus is, they're not going to let me click on it to make it bigger there, so let me scroll back up, is a dwarf head, and this head kind of has a little bit of a history of it. It was sculpted as a tribute to a Mythic Legions fan who tragically passed away last year, I believe. It was last year or the year before. So they kind of did a special tribute custom. The Horsemen themselves did, and they, put it up for like it was a giveaway type of thing, but it was raffle. raffle. Sorry, couldn't think of it. I didn't want to say auction because that wasn't right. It was a raffle, and I believe the person that won the actual custom figure made by the Horseman. They gave it to his wife. So that particular tribute custom actually resides with the guy's family. I don't want to say his name. I don't know if that's kind of, people might,
Right.
Oh, why did you do that? Why did you? So, so out of respect, I will not say the man's name. But I was also involved in that raffle where I contacted a lot of people from the third-party community and the Mythic Legions community as well, and they donated a ton of parts, and I painted all of it and made this super deluxe custom dwarf, and that was part of the raffle, and it was a huge success. They raised so much money for the family in their time of need. But this currently the only way to get this version of this head. I was told by a couple of people they will re-release this head later through retailers, so they'll still keep it kind of exclusive, but it'll be available through approved retailers at a later date.
Right.
But let me back up here, and you can see the shop real quick. They've got them individually released, and they always kind of do a pricing special for the all-in, where it turns out like you get one free figure, the value of one free figure if you get the all-in versus, if you click on every single individual one and add them to cart, it'll end up being like $40 or something more than if you were to just click the all-in, one and done. You get it, you pay for it, it's done, it's on pre-order. They charge up front, and you'll get them whenever they make them, and they get them in the warehouse, and they don't even have to pack the all-ins. The factory packs those whenever they ship them to the Four Horsemen. They print a shipping label out on it and send it out, and it comes to you.
Yep.
All right, that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
I'm getting hoarse myself from talking.
Yeah, and we we'll be back next week, but not sure. We're not gonna do a movie for next week, but we'll probably have an episode still. I'm assuming, if it's still possible with Eric.
We could always use that opportunity to talk about Ahsoka that we've never gotten to do, that we keep talking about.
True.
Maybe we'll, it might be a free for all, or who knows.
Quick reminder for any people out there, we are going to have another episode Wednesday of next week where I'm interviewing a young up and coming author by the name of Audra Kate Gonzalez, and it's going to be fun. She's a little horror author. There, said that right.
Also hard to say.
Yes. But anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of good times to be had, and we'll be around. You can always find me on Instagram. And until next time, let me get the button ready. Until next time.